Hi everybody, Tom Forgione here, and I just wanted to go over a couple things with you today. We're going to talk about tracking offline marketing with online techniques. Now, before we get into it, if you could do me a favor and just hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. And also press that like button. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm and helps my video get seen more out there. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing that. Okay, so now, we get a lot of people that ask, how do I track our effectiveness of our offline stuff? Well, that's pretty simple to do nowadays, but you have to implement these certain things so you can track your offline. It won't do it 100%, but it'll get you some analytic data to see how things are going. Okay, the first thing is you create discount codes. So if you're shopping, if you have a shopping cart or you're even a custom form on your website, anything that you print in the offline world, or if you do it on TV commercials, radio spots, whatever, have a unique offer code for that particular media. So if you're advertising in 3 radio stations, each radio station will have its own code. If you're doing 3 billboards, each billboard will have its own code. So you can track the effectiveness of your advertising out there. You could also use unique URLs. Now, a unique URL, you would probably keep your company name as a domain name first, and then a slash, and then a unique URL at the end. Try to stay away from using bit.ly or short codes on billboards. Okay, so if you're going to do it in print, that's fine. You could use a bit.ly, which is a shorter URL, and just make sure it's large enough for people to understand and see all the different characters and letters. You can use a unique phone number. Now, this is probably one of the better ways. Each phone number that you place in these ads offline should be tracked. Now, there are websites out there like PhoneWagon and different websites that will give you up to 5 trackable phone numbers, and some of them, of course, in your area code that you can track the effectiveness of your ads. This works good online too, so you can see if they make a phone call. But offline, it's definitely a great way to do it. And a lot of the calls can be recorded. Depending on your state, you want to check out the laws, make sure it's okay to do that. You can have a dedicated email address. So if you're doing print, just put a simple dedicated email address in there if you're not using a web address. And but just make sure it's your company name. So you don't want to have a Gmail address or anything. Nothing against Gmail, but it should be, offer at yourcompanyname.com. Okay, keep it branded and consistent. You can use specific offers that you only use offline. So let's say you sell something online for one price. You could change the offer offline by a few pennies. Then you'll know for sure that came from your offline. Or it could be a totally different price, or a price you don't use in your business online, and a totally separate price that they only would be able to use if they saw it offline. You can also map IP addresses. So once you see people coming into your website or landing page, your analytics, your data from the server will be able to produce an IP report. An IP is a specific number that's associated with someone's computer. Now, you could take those numbers and map them and see where they're coming from. So if you're advertising in a certain area, you can see the increase in traffic from when the advertising started and where the traffic's coming from via IP. Okay. You could also use unique keywords in your ads. Now, think about this. Many people, maybe yourself too, don't know anything about that URL address bar at the top of their browser. They go to Google first, they type something in, and then once it pops up, then they click on it. So a lot of people don't just type in the address in a URL. Even when they're in a URL address bar, usually they don't even do that for anything now. I mean, they're doing it. They're going to Google or Yahoo or whatever. So if you start using creative keywords in your ads or naming your products a specific keyword, you'll be able to see the search volume for that keyword. Now, only do it offline. Don't use these words online because we want to track if it's coming from a specific ad offline. You could use QR codes. Now, QR codes are a little tricky, but you can track them. That will generate a link to a specific area, a specific piece of content on your website. But not all the phones have QR code readers in their camera. Some of the discount phones or some Samsungs don't have it in their camera. So people have to download a QR reader, know how to do that, know how to scan it. Lots of people know how to do it, but lots of people don't. So I would not use that as the only method of tracking, okay? You could also look for increased web searches of your company name. So if you're doing an ad in, let's say, January 1st, and at the end of the month, you notice that your name has been searched a lot more than usual, that could be a good indication that people are using and seeing your offline ads and typing in your name in Google and finding you that way. That's a pretty good one. But again, don't use any of these techniques by themselves. You might want to combine a few, okay? And also, you'll see an increase in direct traffic. So let's say you're using your regular web address, whatever.com, and January 1st, you place an ad. At the end of January, you see the direct traffic from that domain. So that means that somebody went to the URL address bar at the top of their browser, and they knew how to do it, and they actually typed in your domain and hit enter. Okay, so if you see an increase in that, that could also be an indication that your ad is doing okay and you're getting traffic. Okay, so those are 10. There are more, but you want to, those are the 10 really good basic ones that you should be doing in all your offline ads. So you should be really trying to do a combination of all of them, but keep it specific to the ad, okay, with that same offer on that ad. Don't mix it up, or else you're going to be mixed up yourself. You're not going to know where it's coming from, okay? So I hope that helped. If you have any questions or you need help with that, let me know. We are a traditional and digital marketing agency for over 25 years, and we combine these things, and that can help you track so you know where your advertising dollars are being spent and making the most money for you, okay? Thanks again. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.